Welcome. I'm Richard Hosnauer, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this YouTube channel. Great to have you back. As you probably know, I'm trying to help people around the world that might be interested in living more of a wisdom-inspired life to do exactly that by providing a wide range of free content on this channel to help them. And speaking of help, you can help me and other people that want to find the channel by subscribing to it. Thank you in advance for your help. Try to point out playlists every once in a while. There's an advanced wisdom playlist that you want to check out. As the title suggests, it's from wisdom that I share from God-realized enlightened avatars. So there's lots of good stuff there, so check it out. I'm sure you'll find something that can be of interest and, more importantly, help you. This particular episode is part of the Ageless Wisdom series, and we'll go on to the Ageless Wisdom playlist. The Ageless Wisdom is 24 volumes of the highest esoteric wisdom from the enlightened Tibetan master Zhao Ku, who is now part of the spiritual hierarchy for planet Earth. He transmitted these 24 volumes and more than 10,000 pages via mental telepathy to Alice Bailey. Over the years, I've read all of this at least once, and it's rather fascinating on the one hand and challenging to read and digest. You kind of wish they had a grammar checker for some of this. A sentence in some cases in the 24 volumes can run on for a page or more. The good news is that one of the biggest followers of the Ageless Wisdom produced a volume called Ponder on This, which is excerpts from many of those 24 volumes on specific topics, and it's from that I'm drawing this information here. That book, I haven't checked recently, may or may not still be available on Amazon should you be interested. Okay? So we're going to be talking about disciples today in a broader spiritual sense. And the Ageless Wisdom goes into some detail on this. So let's dive in. A disciple who is one who above all else is pledged to do three things. First, to serve humanity. Two, and second, to cooperate with the plan of the Great Ones as he sees it and as best as he or she may. Okay? There is a plan, and a lot of that can be known from the higher wisdom text. And third, to develop the powers of the ego, as an uppercase ego, that means soul, to expand his consciousness until he or she can function on the three planes in the three worlds and in the causal body, and to follow the guidance of the higher self and not the dictates of his threefold lower manifestation, otherwise simply thought of as the ego. Okay? So service, cooperation with the plan, and developing and expanding consciousness is, and remember, I've talked about beyond this waking consciousness and subconscious, we have three higher levels of consciousness that we progress through. First is superconsciousness to Christ consciousness to cosmic consciousness. Okay? The journey. A disciple is one who realizes simultaneously the relative significance of each unit of consciousness, what I just talked about, and also its vast importance. And they are all vastly important. His or her sense of proportion is adjusted, and he sees things as they are. He sees people as they are. He sees himself as he inherently is, and seeks then to become that which he is. Okay? And the definition of who we are is that the completeness of all those levels of consciousness and a life built around all of that. Okay? Consciousness and the disciple. The disciple knows himself or herself to be, to a greater or lesser degree, an outpost of the master's consciousness, viewing the master in a twofold sense, as his own ego consciousness, here lowercase e means actually our ego, and as the center of his group, the force emanating the units of the group and binding them into a homogeneous whole. Now, I'm not going to go into that latter one because there's a lot in the Ageless wisdom about groups of disciples and all of that, but it's important to know that he knows himself to be, to a greater or lesser degree, an outpost of the master's consciousness. For example, my master, my beloved guru, is Paramahansa Yogananda. And in the language here, I like to think that I'm an outpost representing the great wisdom that he has shared with us. Okay, so that's part of what we do. The transition. A disciple is one who seeks to learn a new rhythm. New rhythm really refers to here energy, which is what rhythm is about. To enter a new field of experience. As you expand through levels of consciousness, that definitely happens. And to follow the steps of that advanced humanity who have trodden ahead of him or her the path leading from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real. We're currently vast majority of us are currently in the unreal. He has tasted the joys of life in the world of illusion. This world is the world of illusion, and has learned their powerlessness to satisfy and hold him. Again, has learned their joys of the life in this world, has learned their powerlessness to satisfy and hold him. Now he's in a state of transition between the new and the old states of being. He's vibrating between the condition of the soul awareness and form awareness. And I think I can say with some confidence that that's the transition I find myself in these days. Okay, so fairly comprehensive view, although from a higher view, of what the discipleship is all about. Hopefully this is of help to you, and you may be interested to learn more. As always, you can learn more by going to mywisdominspiredlife.com. As you know, I'm on a journey, and I appreciate you being part of that journey today. And I look forward to continuing this journey to help people around the world to live more of a wisdom-inspired life. I look forward to continuing this journey with you.